Thank you.
How are you feeling as we head into an hour and a half from kickoff?
Yeah, a lot of emotions for sure.
I bet.
I think players are finally, it finally hits you when you actually get to that game. You always imagine it all the way through. You want to visualize it, but you can't quite duplicate it by any stretch. Even the guys that have been here already last year and 21 possibly as well. So there's a lot of emotions right now.
Dom, you've covered this team more than anyone in our company across the state. You've traveled with them thousands of miles. How are you feeling as we're approaching kickoff?
This is the time for Montana State to prove that they're one of the dominant teams in the FCS, right? They've been on the doorstep the last few years. Now is the time to finish the job, and they're very confident that they can do it this year.
Big matchup, Sean Rainey. Starts at 5:30 on ESPN.
Yeah, big time one against the Illinois State Redbirds, a team unranked coming into this one against number 2 Montana State. And Illinois State, man, you want to talk about road warriors in order to get here. The first team ever to win 4 road games in order to get to the national championship game. Of course, kickoff 5:30 Mountain Time, and just stick with us for the whole time as we lead you up to the game, as we are very excited to be breaking this one down in full.
And I don't have to say it, folks. It's a national title game. A lot on the line tonight, Dom.
Yeah, just a little bit, Ben. Just a little bit. Montana State, obviously, we know they're chasing that first national title since 1941. And, the last, 10 years or so, it's been building up to this moment right here. They've been on the doorstep 3 of the last 5 years, and that door just would not open for Montana State. So they're looking to finally break through this year, and they're coming in as double-digit favorites. So this is the year that they're favored in the title game. As for their opponent, Illinois State, well, just their second all-time appearance in the title game. They're still chasing their program's first national championship.
From a player perspective, Tommy, how do you kind of think about what's on the line tonight for this program, for the players behind us?
Yeah, as a player, this was a summation of everything that you dreamed of for the entire year. So, seeing the guys walk around, remembering what it was like last year pregame, it's very emotional. You really don't know how to prepare for it, as I talked about earlier. So, for them to be out here right now, they're taking it all in. They're trying to, and then they're going to go out there and leave it all on the field. And those seniors, it's guaranteed their last game. So that makes it even more sweet. So it'll be a very special night for both sides.
We're going to be breaking down this matchup with you over the next hour and a half here, all statewide here on Nonstop Local. For the first time since 2010, we are in the Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. We are on the campus of Vanderbilt University in SEC Stadium, Sean Rainey, for this FCS championship.
Yeah, pretty cool. It's always sweet checking out a new stadium, a new venue. You can kind of see the one end of it behind us as the sun's starting to set. Really cool. More seats and everything, but let's take a little behind-the-scenes tour of First Bank Stadium. Check it out. Inside First Bank Stadium, the home of the Vanderbilt Commodores and the home of the FCS National Championship game. Now it's a new venue for the FCS. We're not in Frisco anymore, and it's a new stadium. So let's go tour it, take some of the sights and sounds, get a look at what it looks like from the inside, and give you some history as well. Now, the stadium was built back in 1922. It's undergone a lot of changes since then. Originally, it was about 40,000 people capacity a couple years ago, but after all the new renovations, currently sits a little over 35,000, making it the smallest stadium in the SEC, but bigger than Toyota Stadium down in Frisco. Now, one of the new renovations here, the Fred Russell Press Box. You can see it right there. It's supposed to look like a United States naval vessel slicing through the water, which is obviously an ode to Vanderbilt's mascot, the Commodores. Now, originally called Dudley Field, the name of this place changed to Vanderbilt Stadium, and it was then, back in 1998, when this place actually hosted the Tennessee Oilers for the full NFL season. And now, in 2026, they're hosting FCS college football as the Montana State end zone gets painted in blue and gold. Now, the biggest game, perhaps, in this stadium's history back in 2024 when Vanderbilt upset then-ranked #1 Alabama. It was the first ranked win over a top-5 opponent in program history. And after the game, the students actually ripped down this goalpost, walked it 2.5 miles through Broadway in downtown Nashville, and threw it into the Cumberland River. So there's your look inside and out with the history of First Bank Stadium. A really cool venue for the FCS National Championship game. For all the fans that are coming, enjoy it. For all those watching at home, enjoy it as well on Monday night.
I don't think we're going to get a field goal post down Broadway tonight, Sean.
No, I don't think so. But, yeah, it's cool. Now we're getting the fans coming in, just the energy in the building. 25,000 tickets have been sold. Toyota Stadium only fit about 23,000, so we're going to get a bigger crowd than years past.
And they're starting to fill in, but a lot of the Bobcat fans tonight right now are at the tailgate. So let's check in with the other two members of our team this evening, bringing you FCS National Championship coverage. Let's bring in our Bradley Warren and Elena Margot joining us from the Bobcat tailgates. Bradley and Elena, good evening to you guys. How we doing?
All right, well, we are out here live, Elena. We've got a whole crew.
We do, star-studded crew over here.
We've got Governor Greg Gianforte, Congressman Downing, Leon Costello. Leon, don't you have like a little football game you have to go to?
We're going in. Okay,
we'll let you go. Hey, go Cats, Leon.
Go Cats, go. Let's go.
Congressman, who's going to win today?
Oh, come on. You've got half of Montana here waiting to watch the Bobcats win and bring that W back to Montana.
I've got a question for you. So I feel like the whole state is here. Are you in charge of Tennessee right now?
Well, I had to come down because everybody's here. I mean,
Is that how
this
that
town,
works?
it's 20-1 Bobcats to Illinois.
Right.
I was over at the tailgate. There was nobody at the Illinois. The Illinois team couldn't even get their parents to show up for the tailgate. Everybody from Montana's here.
And there's got to be confidence in numbers, right? Everybody from Montana's here. What have you heard from Montanans when they've come up to you?
Well, they are so stoked. The team has played so well this year, and we're excited to see them in action out here. I think it's going to be a runaway for the Bobcats.
Do you guys know anything about like maybe the victory parade? Have you started planning? Do we have to like allow airspace security for drones?
Ticker tape. We need to do the whole thing, you know.
Well, one step at a time here, Bradley. We got to win this game. I'm
Governor,
sure we
checking
will.
me again. Governor, Congressman, thank you guys. Have a great game. Go Cats.
Hey, go Cats, go.
Go Cats, go.
All right, we'll send it back over to Ben. Guys, back over to you.
In the country playing for their
We appreciate the governor's time. I think we all are hoping for a victory tonight in Nashville, Tennessee. But hey, we are just getting started. We are going to be with you all the way through kickoff here on Nonstop Local. But coming up after the break, we talk about history, of course. 1984, that is the magical year for the Montana State Bobcats. This team wants to not be the last team in this program's history to win a national title. We'll talk about this team and how they compare to that storied team of 1984. Keep it right here, folks. You're watching pregame coverage of the FCS National Title Game.
The Cats are playing for history. You're watching pregame coverage on Nonstop Local.
Teams aren't built in a single moment. They're shaped over time by early setbacks, by unanswered questions, by how a team responds when things don't come easy. In 1984, Montana State learned those lessons the hard way and carried them all the way to the top. That's when seasons change. 41 years later, Montana State finds itself in a familiar place. Different uniforms, different era, but built on the same principles. A team tested early, forced to grow, and defined by how it responded. Both teams faced doubt. Both teams found their identity through adversity, built on defense, grounded in physical football, and playing their best when the stakes were highest. Not by accident, by design.
The latest installment of the Brawl of the Wild had a little bit more than bragging rights on the line. Had a trip to the national title game hanging in the balance that the Bobcats snatched with a 25-point win over the Grizzlies, which sends Montana State to their third national championship game in the last 5 years.
So now the question isn't how this team got here, it's whether history will repeat.
Welcome back to Nashville, Tennessee, everyone. That 1984 team for the Bobcats, and of course, set the standard for what this program could be. But Sean Rainey, it has cast a very long shadow on this program. The men on that team themselves, they don't want to be the last team to ever win a national title for Montana State.
Yeah, always cool looking back at the old highlights, the old retro colors. But yeah, that team, they were 12-2 that season. Head coached by, of course, Dave Arnold, captured the Big Sky title, put together a postseason run for the ages, knocking off Arkansas State, Rhode Island, and then topping Louisiana Tech 9-6 in the Division I AA title game. Now, it was a season defined by resilience, a team that overcame setbacks, sparked by clutch plays, and defense that made its mark in big moments. Montana State became only one of a handful of programs to win national titles at 3 different levels: NAIA in 1956, Division II in 76, and then 1984. A standard this program has chased ever since. 41 years, every Bobcat team has been measured by that mark of championship that still serves as a benchmark for excellence. It can change tonight.
And Tommy, I'm sure players, when they come to Montana State, that lore, that the videos that we just showed the audience, that's drilled into you guys basically from freshman year on.
Yeah, my entire career at Montana State, we definitely always recognized and were inspired by those teams that were able to win it all. And I think that was an expectation for a long time. And it's certainly one that a lot of people before me and a lot of people, with me tried to live up to. And we never quite could, but, those teams are cemented into history and into eternity, and, they're remembered for being first. So it'll be they're a great team, and we're very excited to see if they can get it done tonight and join that legacy.
And Dominic, the 84 team compared to this 2025 team, some really eerie similarities between their seasons and the way they play football.
Yeah, there certainly are, Ben. We're not just talking about this 84 team because it's the last team. I mean, these two teams, you can take a look at it right there on your screen. Neither of them really started the season off hot, I should say. 2-2 through the first 4 games, but, they're still trying to find that identity. But once they did, they got hot and they went on runs. They figured out, hey, our identity is winning both lines of scrimmages, running the ball, and wearing you down. And Montana State certainly has continued that this season. And when you look at both of these teams, they got hot, right, at the right time. So it's more than just symbolic. It's past meeting present. Both of these teams trying to 1984 already did etch their names into the history book. This 2025 team trying to join that 1984 team as national champions.
And, of course, a win tonight here in Nashville would do so much for the Montana State program, for Montana State fans all across the country. It just means a lot. It means a lot here for the Treasure State. Every team has chased this moment for the Bobcats. Every fan has waited for it. There are fans that have been Bobcat fans for 4 decades that have never experienced a national title victory. So for every town that followed this team out of Montana, every generation that wore the colors, for everyone who believed this moment would come again, it is finally here, and it is up to the players to make it happen in a few hours here in Nashville. Tommy, what would a win? It's a simple question. It probably means a lot, but what would a win do for this program and for this community of Bozeman and the state of Montana?
Yeah, the program's been on the rise for quite some time, and they haven't been able to jump over this last hurdle. It's been at the top of the podium that they have. It was back at the field house, and it's over at the BAC now. And every year, as I returned back and we saw that we came short, it meant a ton. So for these guys to start 2025 off with a loss and be able to immediately get back here the following year shows a ton about the program and the opportunity and the legacy that it could build for them is insurmountable for sure. So I know the guys are very emotional right now. We'll get ready to play.
I think this win is going to be big for a lot of reasons, and not just the national championship, right? When we're talking big scale, I think this game is massively important for Montana State because, yes, it's not North Dakota State or South Dakota State they're playing tonight, but it is a Missouri Valley Conference team. And the Big Sky as a whole has not won a national title since 2010. So Montana State's trying to do this for the Big Sky Conference. They're trying to do this for themselves, but I think a win for MSU here, it kind of supplants them as definitely the team, the program to beat as they're kind of putting themselves in that pedestal obviously within the state, but also doing it for the conference and just overall kind of FCS supremacy moving forward.
We're going to take a quick break here because we have a lot more coming up. We actually are going to talk about what's going to happen in between the white lines here. Your keys to the game from these three gentlemen. Where do the Bobcats have the advantage? What should Cats fans look out for from the Redbirds of Illinois State? Keep it right here, folks. Pre-game coverage of the 2026 FCS National Title Game. We're talking about that guy right there, Justin Lampson, and so much more. We'll be right back here on Nonstop Local.
The Cats are playing for history. You're watching pre-game coverage on Nonstop Local. Welcome back to Playing for History pre-game coverage.
Welcome back to First Bank Stadium, everyone. Okay, we've had a lot of fun in Nashville, kind of getting you the sights and sounds of this city. We've not talked a lot about what is actually going to happen in this game, breaking down the X's and O's. Now, hey, if you've been waiting for it, now's the time. We're going to start with you, Sean Rainey. Keys to a Bobcat victory here on Monday night.
All right, let's have a little fun with it. My first one, this is his Rittenhouse. I think that if Illinois State's going to come here and get the win, they're going to have to get some stellar quarterback play from their quarterback, Tommy Rittenhouse. He's going to have to do it with both his arm and his legs in this one. Not necessarily running, but I think he's going to have to scramble to throw the ball down the field. And then we're going area 41. And I got this inspired when we were doing the Bobcat show a couple nights ago. The guy was overlooking the full moon over Broadway, and he's like, guys, it's all aligning for us. We got the full moon. It's been 41 years. 41's a legacy number for Montana State. It's all falling into place, and it's going to happen. So I'm just going to go with the stars that are going to align for Montana State tonight, and they're just going to ride that to a victory.
Dominic Del Fidio.
Yeah, for Montana State, I think it's important they kick Illinois State while they're down. Get up on them early. Take all the confidence. Take the belief that this Redbird team has been riding through this Cinderella run through the playoffs and rip it right out of them early. The earlier Montana State gets ahead of Illinois State and extends the lead 2 possessions comfortably, I think it'll take some of that confidence and belief out of that Redbird sideline. And for Illinois State, I think their key to the game, wide receiver Daniel Zobkowitz. Soren Zobkowitz, he leads the FCS in touchdown receptions with 18. He's a dynamic wide receiver. I think defensive coordinator Sean Howe has put in a good game plan to limit his downfield ability and his threats, but you can only do so much against great players. I think Zobkowitz will need at least 2 touchdown receptions if Illinois State has a chance to pull the upset.
Tommy Millar, how do you see this game?
I see it as the team that can get back to the routine and understand that the game is played just as every other one has been leading up to this. That'll be a big difference for them. And in the same way, it's going to be a very quick identification of how both coaching staffs have schemed things up, where they've changed, where they've tried to stick to what they've done well, the new twist in cat and mouse game there. So I think that those are the 2 things that I'm going to be eyeing for the entire game.
Three football heads right there, folks. You're in for a treat. We are going to take another quick break here, pay some bills. When we come back, we're going to talk more individual players. We're talking about Justin Lamson. We'll talk about the quarterbacks. Touchdown Tommy's going to talk about Touchdown Tommy, another version of Touchdown Tommy. Taking a quick break here. We'll be right back here on Nonstop Local. Welcome back, everyone, to First Bank Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee. We are about an hour away from kickoff here between Montana State and Illinois State. We're going to take a few minutes here to talk about the quarterbacks for both these teams because they're very talented passers. They can do it with their legs. We'll start with the guy that replaced this guy to your left, Sean Rainey, and that is Justin Lamson.
Yeah, Justin Lamson has been tremendous this season. Been able to do it with his arm and his leg. I think, what did he have, like 8 or 9 games in a row where he scored a touchdown, where he had both a passing and a rushing touchdown. Absolutely destroyed Montana on the ground, and Dom, he's just been tremendous all year.
Yeah, he has, and what's impressed me the most about Lamson is his efficiency in the passing game. He second in the FCS in completion percentage, 72%. This is a guy that takes care of the football, simply just does not throw interceptions, only 3 on the season. And that completion percentage, that's a Montana State all-time record.
It's meant the world, just to be a guy that, you know, is a big-time contributor at a level like that. It's been awesome, and I can't say enough about Bozeman, just the support we get week in and week out. They're a huge reason, you know, why we go out there and play well every single week. You know, we can feel that support behind us every single week. It's awesome. I love it. It's very hard to get here, but I just think it's a combination of a lot of guys putting in a lot of work in the off season, making a lot of sacrifices that a lot of people wouldn't be able to make, and then our coaches being able to put us in the right position. It just takes an army of people. It's not just the guys on this team. So, yeah, I'm so happy to be a part of this team. It's a great team.
Yeah, when in doubt, go get a Stanford quarterback. That seems like it's been working out for Montana State. Let's go to the other side of the ball. Tommy Rittenhouse, quarterback for Illinois State. One touchdown, Tommy, to another touchdown, Tommy. And when you think about Tommy Rittenhouse, Tommy Malott, what do you see from him?
He's played a lot of really good football through his career.
That guy's played a lot of good football in his career. I just want to make sure we're clear about that.
Rittenhouse right now. I think he's impressed me at times. I've watched him over the years, and it's been great to watch him, you know, leading this team this year as well. He's got a very calm demeanor, confident demeanor, and he throws the ball very smooth. And they put a lot on his shoulders over there. The ball's in his hand almost every single play. He drives back quite a lot, you know, and he extends plays very well. So I've loved watching his game, honestly, and I think that he's going to be a problem for our Montana State's defense tonight. So I think that he's going to for sure be a focal point. I'm very excited to see how Montana State, what their game plan is, and for him to go out there and compete with his team.
You were a little sheepish there when you saw you pop up on the screen.
I'm sure you're a little surprised there, too.
Does that seem like it was like yesterday, or does it seem like a long time ago?
It feels like a long time ago now. So, yeah, but I'm excited to be back. I'm excited that MSU's back here, and it feels great for sure.
Well, Tommy Rittenhouse, not Tommy Malott, but Tommy Rittenhouse, one of the many seniors, Dom, on this Illinois State roster. One of the reasons why they're here is because they're so senior-laden.
Absolutely, and I think that senior-led team, the experience that this group has, is why they've been so resilient, and that's why they've been able to make this run. It's been an up-and-down season for Illinois State, but they got it together when it mattered the most. Let's learn a little bit more about this Redbird team that Montana State will be going up against here tonight.
The Redbirds stem from the mighty Missouri Valley Conference, which includes the likes of North Dakota State, South Dakota State, and South Dakota. Illinois State finished third in the conference with a 5-3 record in league play, finishing the season with an 8-4 overall record. It's been a dream run to Nashville for the Redbirds, who according to FanDuel had 600-1 odds to win the national championship at the start of the postseason. Illinois State has defeated 4 seeded teams during their playoff run, with all of their wins coming on the road, with the most notable being their 29-28 win over North Dakota State in the second round. So how does Illinois State stack up against the rest of the FCS? Well, let's take a look at the numbers. The Redbirds rank in the top 50 in major offensive categories other than passing offense, which comes at a bit of a surprise, with quarterback Tommy Rittenhouse throwing for over 3,000 yards and 36 touchdowns this season. Illinois State is 40th in the FCS in both rush and total offense, and are 34th in scoring, averaging 30.6 points per game. The Redbird defense not quite as strong as the offense, with the Illinois State pass defense being their Achilles heel this year. They're top 30 against the run, but overall enter the national title game with the 63rd ranked defense in the FCS, which gives up a shade over 25 points per game. There's nothing more dangerous than an underdog playing with belief and confidence in the postseason, which is what Montana State will be up against on January 5th.
be fascinating to see these giant killers try to take down one more giant in Montana State. And we have to acknowledge, of course, that we've talked about it all week. We've seen thousands, tens of thousands of Cats fans here in Nashville, Tennessee. We recognize there's tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of Cats fans back in the Treasure State. So let's go send things back out to Montana. The Rockin' R Bar, that is where we find our Alex McCollum joining us from the Gallatin Valley. Hi, Alex.
Yeah, I'm here at the Rockin' R Bar, and it is starting to heat up. We know this is one of the best places in Bozeman to come watch a Bobcat game if you're not able to make it in person. And we have a lot of good rock music going on. Of course, we heard that classic Billy Idol song that all of us Bobcat fans love. It's starting to get a little bit quiet. I think they're going to be making some announcements in just a minute. But we have a ton of fans who are just coming in here super excited. I'm seeing a lot of blue and gold. They've turned these pool tables behind me into tables for people to sit at and enjoy some food and drinks as they're watching the game. We got TVs lining the walls, all set to watch that game when kickoff starts at 5:30. I'm seeing people, I'm seeing families, I'm seeing businesses that have these tables reserved. So this is definitely going to be the spot to have a big celebration throughout the evening as this game gets going. Reporting live in Bozeman, I'm Alex McCollum, Nonstop Local.
Alex McCollum, appreciate it. Alex is just one of our many reporters statewide across Montana, bringing you reaction to this historic moment here for not just Cats fans, but the entire Treasure State. We're going to take a quick break, though, because we've been talking a lot about football. We are in Nashville, Tennessee, and our team has had a lot of fun over the last few days, bringing you the sights and sounds of the Music City. When we come back, we're going to talk more about what this city has meant to the FCS championship. It's the first year, and how the Cats fans have been enjoying themselves. Keep right here, folks. You're watching pregame coverage of the Bobcats.
The Cats are playing for history. You're watching pregame coverage on Nonstop Local.
FCS national title game between Montana State and Illinois State. Sean Rainey, Tommy Millot, Dominic Delfidio, Ben Wyman, and we're going to get to Bradley Warren and Elena Margot in just a few minutes. But we've had a lot of fun our team has here on Nonstop Local the last couple of days here in Nashville. I think for a lot of us, it's our first time in not just Nashville, but Tennessee. Dom, what has been kind of your impressions of how the week's gone and some of your highlights of that?
My impression is, why hasn't the FCS championship been here sooner, right? I mean, new environment. It seems like the fan bases on both sides have been really enjoying their time down here in Nashville, at least from what we've heard.
Sure.
And, you know, where both of these teams are staying, their hotel, I mean, my goodness, Sean, you were over there too. You were confused. I was confused. And they said, that hotel's overwhelming, but it's a ton of fun. It's a ton of fun for us, a ton of fun for both of these teams and fan bases that made the trip down.
Tell me, what about you? How have you experienced Nashville? What have you liked about it?
Yeah, I've had a blast getting down here, getting to see all the faithful make their way back out here every year, obviously. Haven't been able to really be too involved with all the fans, but it's been great to meet so many people, see it, the support that made it all the way out here, and I think Nashville's been a great base for us this year, so we'll kind of see how everything goes with the Frisco-Nashville kind of complication here.
Sean Rainey, what about you?
Just very vibrant, right?
Yes.
A lot of lights. It's very loud. There's so many cats in it. There was not a lot of yelling going on. There's a lot of roars when we're going everywhere. Everywhere we walk in, there's Bobcat fans just everywhere. It was tremendous. I think just from hearing from a lot of the fans around, they're like, I don't want to go anywhere else other than Nashville. It's been pretty fun.
Yeah, Frisco. We love Frisco, of course. Nashville might be the place to be here for the next couple years for the FCS title game. Speaking of Bobcat fans, I think we have our Bradley Warren. Correct me if I'm wrong, folks in the back. I think we have our Bradley Warren and Elena Margot standing by from the tailgates. They're interacting with a lot of Bobcat fans. Hey, there they are. Hey guys, how's it going out there?
Elena,
Bradley?
we are, yeah! We are this close to a game.
A game,
Yeah.
I know, but for now, we're going bananas.
We're going bananas, guys! Okay, these are my good old friends. We know each other from the Brawl of the Wild. Guys, how do you feel?
The Grizz suck. I'll say that.
Okay.
That's one thing.
Okay.
I'm pretty confident about the game.
Okay. Why is that?
I saw some tape when they played UC Davis. UC Davis was moving in the first half.
Okay. Okay.
They were moving the ball pretty good, and
All right.
we beat UC Davis pretty good. So.
Okay. You feel like they got it?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel about it?
I think we're gonna win. I'm pretty confident in our team, and our defense will probably stop their offense from passing the ball.
All right, we're gonna take it. Okay, guys, I need a big Go Cats from me. 3, 2, 1. Go Cats! All right, we're number one. All right, guys, it was so great to see you. Thank you so much for being here with us. We're gonna let you go get inside and get your seats. Cheer loud. If you're watching the ESPN broadcast, look for our bananas from Bozeman. They've got nothing on the Savannah Bananas. Look at these signs right here. We got signs. Elena, look at that one.
That's amazing. Where are these? Where'd you get the idea for the signs?
Family friend.
Yeah? So we got Coach Vegan. Let's talk about this one. And what's that he's holding?
A Redbird cage in the cage.
Yeah, so that's what's going to happen today. All right. And who do we think's going to win?
All right.
All right, let's get a Go Cats
We
going.
love that. Go Cats, go.
Go Cats, go!
All right, so we are obviously far away from home here in Nashville, Tennessee. But one thing that's really interesting about Nashville is there's a pretty serious Bozeman connection to our area, and that is actually a musical instrument. Of course, when you pull off I-90 right there on 19th, you've all seen it, that giant Gibson logo. And I called my friends over there and I said, guys, we want to talk about guitars. We're in Music City. Well, guess what? Music City runs on guitars made in the Gallatin Valley.
Walk around the Gibson garage and you'll see it all. Acoustic guitars, electric guitars, historical music relics, and in Music City, USA, a few references to the Gallatin Valley.
Greatest acoustic guitars in the world are built in your backyard at Gibson's Montana Craftery.
Yes, acoustic guitars made in Bozeman by Gibson are sold and played and well valued in Nashville.
Everyone is playing these guitars. It's not a rock and roll thing. It's not a country music thing. It's an everything.
The list of celebrities playing these guitars that started in Bozeman is deep.
Right now, Sabrina Carpenter is on stage playing Gibson acoustic guitars. Gracie Abrams is playing Gibson acoustic guitars, and Taylor Swift is playing Gibson acoustic guitars. So there's all these huge big pop stars.
But why? Why Bozeman? Well, it actually has something to do with the weather.
The sides on a Gibson acoustic are like 9/1000ths of an inch thick. So if you start getting big swells in temperature, humidity, things that Nashville does, bad things happen. We found Montana is just like the greatest climate of just like perfect temperature for us to build great guitars.
And they've been doing it at their facility off 19th since roughly the late 80s.
We're actually celebrating the 100th anniversary this year of the Gibson flat top acoustic, and that comes exclusively out of Bozeman, Montana.
You don't have to be a music lover to appreciate just how hard it is to develop a piece of equipment like an acoustic Gibson. But you do need a rock star team.
What people need to know is you don't stick a piece of wood at this part of the machine and then it, like, at the end of the machine comes out a guitar. If you don't know guitars, you just see this beautiful, obviously beautiful thing. But what really I'm looking at is I see all of these different steps and all of these different sets of human hands that it took to put that together. And the fact that, like, we have all of that skill in Bozeman to do that is pretty incredible.
Okay, we have found some recent Cats grads, right?
Go Cats, guys!
Go Cats! From all over the state of Montana, and so we got to ask you guys, why are you here in Tennessee today?
We're here in Tennessee to watch the Bobcats win.
I just love the Bobcats. Here with my friends, I love Bobcats.
A little bit of a reunion, right?
Oh, yes, sir. Bobcats football, baby. Let's go.
Little alumni reunion and watch Cats win their first national title in like 60 years, huh?
How does it feel to reunite with each other and the rest of Bobcat Nation?
I think it's great. I mean, it's one of those things that brings all of us who are all across the country together. You know, it's a common area we can all meet and hang out.
I really don't think there's anybody left in Montana, right? Like
I was saying earlier, about 20% of Montana is here.
Yes, sir. I mean, you walk around Nashville right now, every other person is from Montana.
What do we think the score is going to be? Do you want to risk it right now? Do you want to put a score on the board, or do we just want to say Cats by a million?
We do have
41-17.
I think we win by 28 points.
41-17 sounds perfect.
41-17.
I'm going to do 35-28 Cats.
Okay, we got to move over here. I love you guys, but we got good outfits right here. Look at this. We've got to put them on a Bobcat fashion show. My goodness. Where did this come from? These are wonderful. Where'd you put them together from?
It was all her idea.
Oh, my goodness.
Fur jackets every day, all day.
And blue and yellow, too? Okay, go Cats, guys.
Go Cats!
We're going to send it back over to Ben and Sean right now, who are standing by on the field. Guys, back over to you.
The Cats fans having a great time outside of the stadium. We're having a great time inside the stadium here as we are less than an hour away from kickoff. The 2026 FCS national title game. We have a lot more coming up here. But one of the things that we wanted to experience, our team did, when we came down to Nashville, Tennessee, of course we want to experience the music. We want to experience Broadway, the warm southern hospitality. We also want to experience some chicken, Sean Rainey. I've heard Nashville's kind of famous for it.
Yeah, we had to do it. You know, we're not worried about our diet. Tommy did partake with us in the hot chicken, but yeah, we gave it a go, you, me, and Elena, to see, one, we want to see how hot it was, and two, how good it was. Well, here's how it went.
We came down to Nashville. We had to get some hot chicken, of course. A ton of Bobcat logos. We are already seeing it. We'll see you inside.
We're in Hattie B's. It's packed in here. We're going to get the Shut the Cluck Up sandwich, which is rated a 5 on the ghost pepper scale, whatever that means, but we're going to find out.
Smells hot. Really? Shut the cluck up. Hottest one. Not too bad yet. 20 seconds after bite. It's smoky, getting a little hot. A couple sweat marks on. Cheers, everyone. It's a slow burn. It takes like 60 seconds for it to like kick in. Wow. That's all I can say. Wow.
He needs Coke.
Whew. That's hot. That's hot.
I kind of feel scariest going third because I'm like seeing the tears coming out of these guys' eyes, but here we go. Delicious, nutritious, little heat. I'll check back with you in a minute. Okay, I'm feeling tingly, but I'm going in for more. I'm doing okay so far. My nose is running, my eyes are watering. Not a good look for me, but I feel good. How hot was it, 1 to 10?
Like a 9. 4 when you first try it. Then like a 7.5 when you give it a few minutes.
Would you cluck again?
I'd cluck again. I finished it. I would not cluck again. No.
7.5 to 8, but I would cluck again.
Spoiler alert, it's hot.
All right, from Hattie B's, we're signing out. See you later.
So the question that Elena asked you, would you cluck again, Sean Rainey? You did cluck again because we tried the other one as well.
Yeah, we had Prince's hot chicken. We had a hot chicken, barbecue ribs. The pants are fitting a little tight right now. But yeah, Nashville had a lot of good food. We had a great breakfast. The breakfast this morning was awesome. awesome too.
I see why you didn't get any sauce on you after the second go around.
That was hot.
You wanted to enjoy that one.
We went to Prince's, and it was it was not. I was like, I'm not partaking.
Well, go.
No, go ahead.
Oh, shout out to Elena. What did she get? The triple X hot sauce on that one? I mean, my goodness.
She wanted to cluck again.
Yeah.
We're gonna actually step out of the shot here, so you guys can see some of the Illinois State players warming up here on the sidelines. We are 48 hours. We're 48 minutes away from kickoff here in Nashville, Tennessee, between Montana State and Illinois State. Take a quick break here on Nonstop Local. When we return, we are talking to Cats players that are going to be playing their last ball games for Montana State. Kenny Iden and Julius Davis. Some fun feature pieces on them, folks. Keep it right here. We're getting you ready for Bobcat coverage on Nonstop Local.
The Cats are playing for history. You're watching pregame coverage on Nonstop Local.
Illinois State, they're fired up as well as the Bobcat fans, right? Yeah, I needed to get in there. We needed a guy, an enforcer, to maybe protect or at least get after that Illinois State fan. You talked about it, Tommy, earlier this evening in our coverage. For a lot of these Bobcat players, this is their last game ever in the blue and gold. And one of the guys, a Bozeman native, it means a lot for him tonight to be playing on this stage.
It certainly does. And, I'm talking to Kenny earlier this week. He's just so grateful to be on this stage. He's been on it now 2 years in a row. And for Iden, he has a chance to write a storybook ending for what was a long and storied career here at Montana State. Iden, of course, had that breakout season a year ago where he led the Bobcats in sacks with 9. And, guess what? He leads the team in sacks again this year with 8.5. His father, Ken, played for Montana State back in the 90s on the O-line. He was voted team captain. And then ahead of this year, Kenneth Iden voted team captain as well, making them just the second father-son duo to be captains here at Montana State. I see his mom Holly in the stands all the time. She's decked out in the blue and gold, wearing the hats with the 11 down there in the corner. So the family ties run deep, not just at Montana State, but at the Gallatin Valley. Iden, born and raised at Bozeman, played his high school ball for the Bozeman Hawks before making his way to Montana State in 2021. And with that journey ending here tonight in the national title game.
It's been awesome. I mean, Montana State and Bozeman has given my family so much, and so being able to give back to the university in any way I can in this community has just been something I'm so grateful for and so thankful for, and, you know, just appreciate the time I've had here at Montana State. And, you know, I always say, you know, leave it better than you found it, and so hopefully I've done that in some way. And just, you know, so grateful for all the friends and family who have supported me along the way, and just, you know, experience I'll remember for the rest of my life, and just, you know, so grateful for it.
And, you know, Iden wears that legacy number 41. We all know what he does on the field. And, you know, as much as he wants to be remembered for what he's done on the field, it's off the field where people hope that he's remembered the most.
You know, I want to be remembered as a guy who cared about his teammates, a guy who worked hard, a guy who, you know, prepared the right way, did things the right way, you know, was a good friend, a good teammate, and a good role model to people. You know, I think I feel like the biggest legacy you can leave is your relationship with people. And so, you know, I hope that I've done a good job with that, and I've made good relationships, and, you know, hopefully those will carry me forward in life.
Tommy Millett, you seem to light up when you talk about Kenny Iden.
Yeah, just watching that quick video of him, it really, you know, brought some emotion to me for sure. Kenny, as we talked about, he's from Bozeman-Nashville. He was my rival in high school. I did not care for him then, and I was not sure how it was all going to go when he got to MSU. But man, I love the entire Iden family, and I love him. It's been unbelievable to watch his evolution while he's been here at Montana State, and it's emotional for me, you know, thinking about this moment, this opportunity, this final game, and you know, I think Kenny embodies that Montana mentality that has made Montana State so special. So there's people like him that have really built this program. It's very special for him tonight, for sure.
And he's the kind of kid that is what college athletics is all about, right? A local kid doesn't play a lot freshman, sophomore year, earns his time, earns his reps, and then makes the most of it as an upperclassman. Awesome to see stories like Kenny.
And I think that's what's cool about, you know, this program, right? You just mentioned it, right? You guys went up against each other in high school. We have a little bit, you know, Caden Dowler, Adam Jones, the Dowler guys went up and added in those state championships, Sentinel West. So it's really cool that, you know, it all culminates here in one team with one common goal.
And we're going to talk about the one common goal a little bit more coming up here. We're going to send things back to the state of Montana, 2,000 miles away in the Rocking R Bar in downtown Bozeman. That is where we find our Alex McCollum. Alex?
We're live here at the Rockin' R Bar in downtown Bozeman, where the party is just getting started. This is one of the best places in Bozeman to watch a Bobcats game if you can't make it in person. If you take a look around, we have so much blue and gold in here. It's starting to fill up. We're, of course, getting closer and closer to kickoff. A lot of people are excited. We have tables back here that are normally our pool tables, but they've been turned into places for people to sit because it's going to be super busy. I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of a panorama so you can see how crowded it is in here. They're going to have games. They're going to have giveaways. They have drink specials and food specials throughout the night. I think I heard that they're also going to be raffling off a TV at some point, so this is definitely one of the spots here in Bozeman for people to watch the game. Sean, Ben, I'm going to toss it back to you guys over in Nashville.
On the right of the screen.
City of Bozeman, they are ready to explode with depending on what happens tonight, of course, in Nashville. This community have kind of rallied around the Bobcats over the last decade, especially. Let's go to another community to the east along I-90, the Magic City. That is where we find another watch party, and our Justin DeBale joining us from Billings this evening. Justin, good evening to you. Go Cats, go.
Hey Sean, hey Ben, I'm here at the Art Club in the Billings Hotel Convention Center here in Billings. This is just one of the few watch parties that Bobcat fans are attending to here in the Magic City. Behind me, we got a bunch of packed Cats fans in here today. Can I get a Go Cats Go? Go Cats Go! There we go. Everyone's super excited here tonight. It's starting to fill up pretty quick. All these tables back here are reserved. It's gotten so packed that they've actually spilling out into the lobby, setting up tables in there. And a lot of the Cat fans I've talked to tonight are really confident going into this game. They believe that, they've gotten their heart broken the last 5 years and the last 2 championships, but they feel real confident this year that they're going to bring that trophy back to Bozeman for the first time in 41 years. I'll keep you guys updated all night here in Billings, but for now I'm going to throw it back to you guys in Billings. I'm Justin DeBell for Nonstop Local.
Justin, thank you very much. We're going to be checking in with Alex. We're going to be checking in with Justin. A lot over the next couple hours here on Nonstop Local. Post-game especially, and especially if the Bobcats can get it done. Quick question for you, sir. When you guys take the field every time as a Bobcat, you're representing the entire, not just the community of the Bobcat and Bozeman, but the whole state of Montana. Does that go through your mind on a night like tonight, that if you guys win this game, what it means for the whole state?
Absolutely. Every time you put on that blue and gold, they're representing so much more than yourself, so much more than just, your family, where you grew up, all those things, but it's the entire state of Montana and all the other guys that are there on the team on that given night. So that was one of the staples right at the end of our, acronym CATS was state. So it means a lot, and be on this stage, be able to represent the state, show where, this program is built, and honor all those before who have helped elevate the program to where it's at. It was very special.
Sean Rainey, this is, again, this is for the whole state, not just for the Bobcat community, but Montana as a whole on the national stage this evening.
Yeah, for sure. And it kind of feels like man, if it doesn't happen tonight, I don't know. It's been building towards this moment. I think a lot of fans back home are pretty confident that Montana State is going to be able to bring some hardware back and hopefully have a little, a parade or some sort of pep rally next week to celebrate. But hey, we got stuff to get to tonight, and Illinois State certainly they're ready to go. Their fans are loud and proud. We just had one of their fans on the big board talking smack to all the Montana State fans here. But there is a large contingent, I would say. It is very loud whenever anything Montana State comes on the video board here.
Yeah, Don, at least this entire side, and then a little bit of the side behind us here, that's all blue and gold.
Yeah, it absolutely is. You guys see a little bit behind us there. I mean, there's that section in the middle that's red, but both sides, they seem to be boxed in by Bobcat fans. I think it's going to be very loud for that first Redbird offensive possession tonight.
Now, just a kind of run a show for you for the next couple hours here on Nonstop Local. We are going to basically take a quick break here. We pre-recorded the next couple blocks. We're going to be honest with you about that. That is only because we actually have to not stream live, not take live from the field. So you're going to see the four of us give some game predictions. We're going to talk about a sports betting side of this, how the Bobcat fans should feel very confident over the next few hours. And then, hey, tune over after our coverage is over, right at 5:30 to ESPN. That is where the game is going to be kicking off. And then when the game is over, folks, immediately flip over to your local nonstop station. If you're in the Billings in eastern Montana on NBC, if you're in western and central Montana, head to ABC or Fox, either one. We're going to be having immediate reactions. We're going to be having post-game coverage. We'll try to get some press conference sound for you. Our Bradley Warren's going to be getting in everyone's faces, especially if they win, checking in to see how it is. But this is an entire evening of coverage for you on Nonstop Local, and it's going to culminate with a game kicking off in basically 30 minutes from now. So we're going to take a quick break here. When we come back, we're talking sports gambling. Bobcat fans should feel fairly confident, Sean Rainey. You're going to break it down for us. Coming up right here from Nashville.
The Cats are playing for history. You're watching pregame coverage on Nonstop Local. Welcome back to Playing for History pregame coverage.
Welcome back inside of First Bank Stadium, everyone, here in Nashville, Tennessee, getting so close to kickoff. Let's talk some kind of odds for this ball game, Sean Rainey, because I think Cats fans should feel really good about their chances going into tonight.
Yeah, not everyone's a sports gambler or sports bettor out there, but it does kind of put some context and perspective into the game. So let's dive into the numbers, shall we? So on Sportsbet Montana, the Montana State Bobcats, 10.5-point favorites with an over-under of 57.5. So we're expecting a lot of points in this ball game tonight. Now, this is only the 4th time ever that a favorite has been double digits or more in this game. And every time that the double-digit favorite, they won and won handily, covering in 2 of those 3 games. The closest game was 14 points. Now, if you go back to the history of this, now since 2010, that's when it started out in Frisco, Texas, with kind of the similar tournament seeding and dynamic. Only 4 underdogs have ever won the FCS National Championship game. So that kind of puts into perspective how Montana State should be feeling pretty good. I actually ran into an Illinois State fan in the elevator on the way over here. I was like, hey, how are we feeling? He's like, well, we're 10-point dogs, so I don't know. So, you know, it's something that people talk about and does put it into perspective. But, of course, like, Illinois State was probably 3 touchdown underdogs against North Dakota State and still beat them. So Tommy, it doesn't matter if you're the underdog or by how many points. Like, Illinois State still has a shot to come out and win tonight.
Yeah, the guy's going to go play the game just like every year. So all those things are speculation. Doesn't have anything to do with the performance out on the field. So both teams will be out there to compete. Montana State should be confident. They've played really good football all year long, but the game's played on the field, not in the odds.
Yeah. So we're going to take a quick break here on Nonstop Local. When we return, we're going to bring you right back here. That was the sports betting side of it. What do we actually think is going to happen in this ball game? We'll have all that and more, folks. Keep it right here. You're watching pregame coverage of the FCS National Title Game.
The Cats are playing for history. You're watching pregame coverage on Nonstop Local.
Town of Nashville is blue and gold.
Okay, and can we get a score prediction?
Cats by 50. Cats by 50.
Yeah! Cats by 1,000,000. All right, and tell us a little bit about the tailgate. How was the energy at the tailgate?
Wild. Super fun. I have Prosecco. So
Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. You do. Oh, that's why you called her the Prosecco lady. Oh, yeah.
Bobcats took over
She
the
was
town.
sharing.
We're here. Nobody else is here. It's a Monday, and we have the town. It's ours. We're going to have fun. We're going to live it up.
2.0.
we're getting reports that actually Rockin' R Bar is emptier than we would have thought tonight because everybody's here.
Yeah, no, everyone is here.
Yeah.
Nashville is blue and gold.
I know. I think I heard that there's like 10 people at Rockin' R. But real quickly, I want to talk a little bit about Julius Davis. Of course, earlier this week we had the opportunity to sit down with his dad and hear a little bit about his story. I mean, Julius is a great kid, of course, a leader on the team. I want you to take a listen to that sit down and that conversation that we had with him.
Actually, I drove him and his girlfriend from Wisconsin to Bozeman.
Julius Davis, the running back from Milwaukee, can play football.
Do you feel like, though, this was the right move?
I do, because he lost his love for the game when he was at Wisconsin.
Before coming to our neck of the woods, he played in Wisconsin, where he's from.
For him, this was better.
Oh, and by the way, that's his dad, Mr. Davis. He lives here in Nashville now. And we went out for lunch over at a Nashville staple to talk football.
I'd take my kid, we're gonna do the ladder drills. And we was doing the ladder drills when he was second grade, teaching his footwork then.
Mr. Davis knows the game. He played football himself. He also helped coach his son. But come game day, he's just like any other parent in the stands.
I want him to touch the ball, but then I'm like, don't touch the ball.
Julius's decision to come to Bozeman came after a former coach opened his eyes to the idea.
We know we got more to go and we want to get that big one.
But he's so much more than a guy who can run the ball.
It's like, look, I want to get my master's, so if you want me, I need to have a master's program. You know, there's no reason for me to come here if you don't have that.
All in all, it was the right fit. On top of things clicking with the team, he's been able to pursue his master's in business.
I feel like he's accomplished a lot.
He has. He has. Graduating, you know, getting a degree, master's degree. I think he's the first one in my immediate family to get a master's.
Mr. Davis admits his son can come off intense at times.
I think it's because if you don't know him, you think he's just this ferocious guy, you know, athlete.
But it's passion and love for the game. And he says you need to get to know his son. He's got your back.
Just because he's fiery and he's emotional about something that he loves and practiced his whole life for, I think that's where it gets, because he doesn't back down no matter what.
And he's not looking to back down. He's a good kid, locked in with big dreams, looking to accomplish the first ring for this school in 41 years.
Most definitely, I'm proud of him. No matter what, I'm proud of him.
A proud dad, ready to watch his son play a game he loves with a team he's proud to be on.
Go Cats, like go Cats.
It was a great conversation, of course, having the opportunity to talk to Mr. Davis. And, of course, now we're getting ready to watch his son play. I just chatted with him. He's over the moon, excited for today, and says he's ready to bring a ring back to Montana.
Yeah, and we were just making mention of the Rockin' R Bar, one of the most iconic spots in Bozeman to watch Cats football.
Let's send it to the Rockin' R right now.
Send it out.
Yeah, I'm here at the Rockin' R Bar. We're live in downtown Bozeman this evening. I've been here for about an hour and a half, just feeling the energy grow as we get closer to that kickoff. It's less than a half hour away now. We have a lot of loud music. We have TVs lining the walls. If you guys take a look behind me, you can see how crowded we're starting to get in here. They've turned pool tables into tables for people to sit at. There's reservations. There's huge groups. We have a lot of blue and gold. Throughout the evening, they're going to be doing raffles. They're going to be giving away a free TV, from what I understand. They have drink specials. They have food specials. This is one of the biggest places, one of the best places in Bozeman to watch this game. They really put a lot of effort into making this a Bobcat environment. So I'm going to be here throughout the evening, bringing you guys updates on the energy as this game develops. We're really excited here, live in downtown Bozeman. Reporting live, I'm Alex McCollum, Nonstop Local.
All right, Alex, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Okay, today was 63 degrees here in Nashville, Tennessee.
It is nice here.
It's nice. It's getting a little bit cooler, but, you know, I have a longer look at the game day forecast. I've been updating it. It's almost game time, folks, so I'll have a detailed look at that. And we've got so much more coming up after the break.
Yeah, predictions, I think. So let's take a break. We're back here shortly.
The Cats are playing for history. You're watching pregame coverage on Nonstop Local. Welcome back to Playing for History pregame coverage.
Welcome back to Nashville, Tennessee. And look, we found John Martin.
Hey, I know. I was just hanging out with the Illinois State fans. Hey, go Birds. There you go. We got Montana State, obviously well represented here in Music City, USA. So much excitement. Actually, I don't know how much this means to people back in Montana. The old NFL coach, Mike Fisher for the Tennessee Titans, he's partaking in the game this evening.
He said he was just kind of roaming
He's
around.
hanging out, yeah, and I was like, okay, well, he's royalty to Tennesseans, so I'm going to spend time with this guy. So, yeah, I mean, Tim Sheehy went in earlier. We saw him go in. So you got some of the big hitters that are here to hang out and enjoy the game, just like, I guess, us groundlings.
Did you hear from the Titans coach? Is he going to the game, and who did he have a prediction?
He is excited to see. You know, he's good.
He doesn't want to say.
He has a lot of interest in arena leagues around the country, so he didn't want to bite down on one. But he said he was excited to see a good game. And
well, I think we have a good game. I mean, I don't think there's any getting around that. I just ran into my good friend Nola Perkins, and she slipped me something in a little bottle, and she said, "Go Cats!" So the parents are here, and they are ready to celebrate. I just watched a handful of the parents go in. Katie went in, and Nola, and it's a couple other siblings going in. I mean, you really, it's funny, I've spent all week kind of around them, and we've all been line dancing and trying to keep our heads elsewhere, but you know, you saw that mom and dad mode kind of turn on for them. I mean, they're right, their kids are going out their business trip, if you will, but they're still their kids, so it's a big moment today. Of course, everybody knows what this means for the state and the program, so we're all, I think, a little on edge.
And we're just minutes away. I think as a parent, probably those tummy knots start kicking in right about now, just minutes away from kickoff. John, rumor has it you're from Tennessee.
That is the case.
I've heard that rumor, yeah.
The other rumor is that I'm in charge of the weather. Tell me a little bit. It was 63 degrees today. I mean, is this? It feels like we were on vacation today with that sunshine.
This is phenomenal. I mean, this doesn't happen anywhere in January, let alone here. And when we were talking about earlier in the week, we were telling people, like, hey, listen, 50 degrees in Tennessee, not the same as 50 degrees in Montana. But I think anybody understanding this right now in January, we're getting away with it.
It feels like a little bit of a vacation. The game day forecast actually predicted, hey, temps in the 50s. Today was sunny all day long.
Yeah.
I don't think I saw a single cloud in the sky, and I don't think we're going to for the rest of the night tonight.
A lot of us redheads were just going from like shade to shade all the way down, trying to avoid
during the walk, right, or the prowl, all those things.
They were finding the conifers and hiding.
So nothing's changed. It's supposed to still be really nice tonight. Again, temperatures slowly cascading down through the 50s, but for the most part, dry conditions, really good weather for football, a subtle breeze to 5-10 miles per hour. Really nothing concerning when it comes to our weather conditions. So going to be a fabulous evening for some football here in Nashville, Tennessee.
I think it's going to be not only a wonderful evening, but it's also been a wonderful week, and we've had the opportunity to take in the sights and sounds of your home state. I mean, the food.
This morning, you know, the waitress was calling me baby. It was really
oh my
sweet.
gosh! Did you go to Waffle House too?
No, we did not go to Waffle House.
Our Waffle House waitress.
You went to Waffle House?
Did I not tell you that?
No, you went to Waffle
I had the pancake or the waffles with the pecans.
Yeah, no one threw a chair.
No, but we had a great waitress who kept calling us, what did she call us? Sweet baby, love, sugar? Yeah, she was the best. Her name was Littlebug.
And I just want to give Elena some street cred here. I sat down and I ordered first because I'm a true gentleman. And I said I'll have the Tennessee country ham. I'll have the biscuits. I'll have the grits. I'll have the eggs medium.
The grits were good.
And Elena looks at me and says, I'm ordering the
That's my same order. I wasn't even hopping on your train. I swear that's what I wanted.
You got good taste.
Well, it was absolutely a wonderful week here. Of course, we had the opportunity, though, to go to the Country Music Hall of Fame. Take a listen.
There's a common joke about country music. If you play a country song backwards, you get your girl, your dog, and your truck back. Pretty funny joke, right? But I think it says a lot more about the genre, the topics, the feeling of country music.
Rock and roll is sort of like your fantasy life, you know, and what you would like to be. And country music is the consequences. So it's what happens in life, you know. So it's about the real thing. It's about real love, about real heartbreak, but also struggle and, you know.
Human condition.
Exactly.
It's the human condition. It's real life, expressed through art. And Michael McCall has spent the last 20 years helping preserve the history of one of the great, uniquely American exports we've ever known. That's country music.
We started in 1967. The music started in the 1920s. So we're still in the infancy somewhat of this history. So we're collecting it in the same way you would film or TV or some other stuff that's sort of come along in the 20th century.
And folks, Believe me, it's all there. You want to see Gene Autry's guitar? What about Elvis Presley's car? How about Dolly Parton's handwritten lyrics to Jolene? Or a Luke Combs bass fishing shirt? From Shaboozey and Jelly Roll to Post Malone and Charlie Pride to even my girl Taylor, the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum is a monument to songwriters past and present.
It's rare to have the museum in the place that it is made. So it's like the Louvre in Paris, which has, the Great Art Center. So it's the Great Art Museum and Paintings Museum. And it's just, there's something about being in the middle of it that kind of keeps it alive.
And just like the Louvre in Paris, your favorite artist might be waiting right around the corner in this place as you listen to the music of the human condition, right in the heart of a place that has more than earned the title of the Music City.
All right, we're back here in Nashville, Tennessee. Of course, great opportunity to get that country music, fun in. But we've been enjoying the fun that you've been having back at home by sending in your viewer pictures. My cousins sent in some pictures, so they were featured on the show. They were super excited about it. But keep sending them in. I mean, we've got watch parties across the state right now that people are taking part in. We've got, I know, Tom in Butte has got 25 people in his basement. I mean, we're going wild.
I love that so much. And this is the great unifier. We've seen North Dakota State fans here, and they're just,
I saw a gal wearing North Dakota State and her boyfriend wearing a Grizz jersey.
Yeah.
Like, who are you people?
They forgot to buy travel insurance. So I'm not trying to plug that $14 extra, but that might be what. No, we've heard that again and again. They said, hey, listen, we still get to enjoy a wonderful weekend in Nashville, Tennessee.
And 95% not of only fans here, but people in this county, they're wearing blue and gold tonight.
And we're going to take it all day. Go Cats, the game. If you can hear it behind us, the pregame action is underway right now, so the runouts are taking place. Hearing the speakers go off. I mean, we're getting ready for a football game. We're going to take a quick break right here on Nonstop Local. Thanks for being with us. We'll be back on the other side.
The Cats are playing for history. You're watching pregame coverage on Nonstop Local. Welcome back to Playing for History pregame coverage.
Okay, folks, the time is here. The talk is over. Kickoff just moments away here in First Bank Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee, between Montana State and Illinois State. Enough talk. Game prediction time. What do we think is actually going to happen tonight? Will the Cats make history? I will get mine out of the way. I think they will. They're going to win their first national title since 1984, 44-20. It's going to be not a close ball game. The rest of the country is going to be tuning out in the third quarter because the Cats are going to have a control of this. Sean Rainey.
I think it's going to be a little bit closer than that. I think the game early on maybe will be close, but I think Montana State will pull away. I'm going to go 38-24. Montana State has scored 34 or more points in 10 of their 15 games, and I think Illinois State's weakness is perhaps on the defensive end, so I think Montana State offensively will be able to kind of control things and wear them down as the game goes on, and they win by 2 touchdowns.
Dominic Delfidio.
Yeah, I have to follow up on Sean's thought. I mean, I think it wouldn't surprise me if this game stays close going into halftime, but I think Montana State will pull away in the second half. I like the Bobcats winning this one 41-24. I think it's important the Bobcats get up early, get an early lead, and don't give Illinois State any hope, because as an underdog, a team that's been on this magical run, the longer they're in this game, the more they're going to believe that they can get the job done. I think it's important Montana State opens the lead early and finishes the job.
Much like the folks at ESPN do that are calling the ball game, we're not going to make Tommy Millott pick a score. Tommy Millott, who's going to win this ball game tonight?
I'm going with Montana State.
No way!
Yeah, exactly. But no, I think it's going to be a good game. I truly do. I don't think that you get to the national championship game and anyone's going to just fall over. I think that Illinois State, they've rightfully earned the opportunity to play tonight. They beat North Dakota State at home. It's a very, very tough thing to do. They won 4 consecutive games on the road. I don't think that anything's going to slow down, but I do think Montana State's going to finish this game and win that national championship.
We will be with you if that does happen, and if it doesn't happen, if they do lose tonight, regardless, make sure to watch the ball game on ESPN tonight. Kickoff moments away, and then tune over to your local nonstop local station right after the game. Our team's going to be standing by, bringing you analysis. We'll bring you some player reaction, coaches reaction. We'll get you right in the trophy presentation as well. Folks, it's time. Thank you for going on this ride with us here in Nashville, Tennessee. For Sean Rainey, Tommy Millott, Dominic Delfidio, Elena Margot, and Bradley Warren as well, I'm Ben Wyman. Enjoy the ball game, everyone. Go Cats, go.